it's Alicia. I'm actually wearing my Wonder Woman t-shirt today. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm going to need my Wonder Woman t-shirt today because I'm going to be making a special twist and pop Christmas card using Mintay's beautiful new Christmas collection called the Sweetest Christmas. I'm just going to show you the base of the card. It hasn't been fully decorated yet, but when you open the Twist and Pop Christmas card, it opens up like this. Isn't that awesome? And when you close it, it closes flat. And that's what we're going to be making today. Now this doesn't actually have to take a long time to make. These beautiful papers, they're so beautiful. There's very little embellishment needed. If you don't wish to do a lot of embellishment on your cards, you don't actually have to. And I know that the people who make Christmas cards, sometimes they like to make them quite quickly because they like to make them in bulk. This is actually a suitable design to make in bulk because once you create it once or twice, it actually doesn't take you very long at all. You're going to need one of the Mintay by Corolla Sweetest Christmas card, Sweetest Christmas 6x6 scrapbooking pad. You're going to need this sheet here, which is the number 6 page that has the 3x4s across the 3 rows. So this is enough to make 3 cards. If you wanted to make more, just get more of these, of this page. And then you're going to need another one of the 12x12 papers. This is the other one I've used, number 5. So it's got the wall of the tiles. Then it's got the poinsettias on the back. This is the side that I used. Then there's your embellishments. You might like to add some other things in. I'm actually going to use some Merry Christmas stickers, but you could use a Merry Christmas stamp that you have in your stash. You're also going to need some 12x12 cardstock. This is a candy. This is a Papercraft candy 12x12 cardstock. You don't actually need a lot of cardstock for. To create this card, you only need a 6x12 strip of cardstock for the base of the card. That's all that you need. So if you wanted to make 2 cards, you just need 1 piece of 12x12 cardstock, and it can be any color that you like. The only bit that you'll see is that little bit there on the spine of the card. This is the card from a bird's eye position. You can see the front of the card. It's got the Christmas tree design. When you open up the card, it does the twist and pop. It's got the curtain design here at the back and the kitchen design here at the front. And then when you turn it over, it's got the poinsettia design on the back. So, we've got our Wonder Woman t-shirts on. We can do this. The very first step is to cut your cardstock to 6x12 inches. And the next step is to score that on the 12-inch side at 6 inches. And fold that. And that will be the base of our card. They're the 4 papers that I chose to use. This is the front, those 2 are the inside, and this is the back. On the first card that I made, when I was playing around with the design, I didn't trim the 6x6 papers down, and I just found that the card didn't lie as flat as I would have liked it to, because I didn't give it room to fold. So for all of these papers, I suggest just trimming off 1/16 of an inch at the bottom, just so you've got a little bit of folding room on the paper. So it's just a slither of paper, 1/16 of an inch. So the next step is to put double-sided tape on the back of all these papers. Once you have put the tape on the back of all those papers, it's just a matter of now popping them onto the card. When I put this on, I just put it right down flush with the bottom edge of the card. And that just lets it have that tiny little edge up the top of pink. Opening it to the middle, I'm putting the curtain one at the top. Now this time I'm putting it right up flush at the top of that edge there, so that it's going to have room at the fold. Putting this at the bottom edge, so that you've got that little gap there. So that's going to allow the card to fold nicely. And again, right down the bottom of the card. Okay, so that's the base of the card. I'm going to take this page here, the number 6 page. Now this is so pretty. It's beautiful. I've designed this twist and flip card to fit this perfectly. The first one that I made, I'll show you, it's a little bit different. I fussy cut the images out, pasted them onto this card here. But then I thought to myself, do you know what, this is perfect. This strip here is perfect for this card. And for those who like to make bulk Christmas cards, I know you want to do it quickly and efficiently. I really think that we don't need to do the fussy cutting. We can just use this strip exactly as it is. Because I've already made 2 cards, I've used the top 2, and for this card I'm just going to use this bottom strip. To fold this card, this section, we are going to go a mountain in the middle, a mountain fold in the middle, and then 2 valley folds on either side, like that. Yes, that's correct. So we'll have valley, mountain, valley. So when we open up our card, it will go like that. So it'll be open, just like that. Now we're up to part 3, the last section, and this is the trickiest section. So what we're going to do is you're going to choose some cardstock that you want to use. This is the thing about the Mintay papers, right? The papers are as thick, perhaps arguably thicker than the cardstock. So these papers are perfect for using in this type of card without having to use cardstock to hold them up. That's the quality of these papers. They are lovely thick papers. So what I'm going to do for the part 3, they call this little bit in here the mechanism. So that's what we're up to now, which is the trickiest part. And what I decided to do for the mechanism was, instead of using cardstock, I decided to just use some Mintay paper, and that way it matches in perfectly with the card. So for that one, I'm going to use this paper. Let's grab it out, which is number 5. Okay, but you could use any paper that you wanted to use, or you could use cardstock if you wanted to use cardstock. So we're going to cut this at 8 inches by 3.5 inches. So 3.5 inches. And this is the trickiest part of the card, but we can do this. It's not that hard once you get your head around it. So first of all, you put the 8-inch edge at the top of the scoring board. You're going to need a pencil, because with the pencil, we're going to mark it at 2.25 inches and 5 3/4 inches. So 2.25, do a mark. 5 3/4, do a mark. And then at 4 inches, we're going to score it down there. Turn that over. Again, we're going to mark at 2.25 inches and 5 3/4 inches. Then we're going to turn it to the 3.5 inch side, and we're going to score at 1 3/4 inches, which is halfway. All right. This next step is kind of crucial to the success of the mechanism. So I've added a little extra step in that you do not have to do if you don't want to, but I just do it because it seems to help me. So you're going to line your ruler up and just very, very lightly do a pencil cross. You do not have to do this. If you are totally confident with the scoreboard, you just go straight ahead and score it. But for some reason, with me, I struggle with getting that straight. So I need the pencil line to help me. Right, now once you've got your pencil line and you're confident that it's straight and that it crosses over right in the middle there, then you need to score down like that. Okay, and then the other side. Now if you do the pencil line fairly light, you can barely see it. I mean, you could try rubbing it out if you wanted to. Score down there. Okay, now that's the scoring done. Now we're up to the folding. Now I struggled with the folding part, so let's see if I can do it. Let's see if I can explain it properly. The first thing to do is to create a mountain fold lengthwise along the piece, and then to create a valley fold on the diagonal and another valley fold on the diagonal. Okay, now it automatic, if you put your your 2 ring fingers underneath where that fold is, and you put your pointer on top and your thumb on top like that, and you bring your hands in together. You can create what you need to create, which is a little house. Okay, let me show you that again. So you put your ring finger, not your ring finger, what's that finger? Tall man. Put your tall man finger and your tall man finger underneath that fold. Put your thumb here and your pointer finger here. And then bring your hands in together like that so that your 2 pointer fingers are touching. And then you just flatten that out. And you've got a little house. And that's what you want. Then you just score that down. And that's what you want to do. The next step is to take your ruler and your pencil, and you need to measure up 1 1/4 inch. That's centimeters. Okay, so I need to measure 1 1/4. So I need to go 1 1/4. There. One and a quarter up there, and draw a line to match that up. Okay, so you've got that on that side there, and then you're going to flip it over, and we're going to do it on the back of this one. So one on that one and the back of that one. So we're going to measure 1 1/4. Okay, now where you've drawn those lines, that is as high up as the tape can go. Yeah. So we're going to put tape up until that line, but no higher. So tape. That's where that's going to go. So it's like you are splitting the house, and then half of this goes at the front and half of this goes at the back. So if you put it in like that, in the little gap in the house, and then you just turn it. Now you want to make sure that it's equal on both sides. So you can measure that with that frame there. That just lines up beautifully. So you're going to have this pink overhang on both sides. So, but we have to take the tape off. Okay, and we're going to put this in the gap. And then we're going to just double check that it is equal. That's lined up with that line, and we're going to stick that down. So this will be the opening part in the card. Now the next step is to put tape here on the roof of the house and here on this roof of the house. Now because this card is 6 inches across, we need to measure 3 inches across. that's halfway. And that is going to be where the tip of our roof will match to. So now I'm going to take off the tape. Just stick that down. And then I just match that up. Now you do want this to be straight as much as you can, so that your mechanism is straight, the fold is straight. So match that up. All right, you ready? Here we go. Ta-da! How clever is that? And fold it back up. And it sits beautifully flat. So that's exactly the same as this one that I made before. And then the other one that I made is slightly different. But I like these ones better. The reason I like these two better is because this one, it sort of hangs a bit down at the bottom. That is actually flush with the bottom of the card, whereas these ones have a little gap at the bottom of the card, so they sit nicer. This one, it just sort of doesn't sit as well. So that's a different way of doing the folding. These two are the way to do it. But still, I mean, you know, no one would know that that one was a little bit different. So there you go. And now it's up to embellishing the cards. And you could do that as simply or as fancily as you like. I just wanted to show you the 3 cards that I made and how I added on some sequins. I glued 3 little sequins into the corners there. I also used some of the Fussy Cut Elements with some foam tape to just add a little decoration down the bottom. And then on the inside, this was the card that we made together. Opens up beautifully. This was the card that I made on my own, my second go, which I was really happy with. And this was the first one. Well, this was actually the third one, but the first one with the Mintay Papers that I just didn't like. You can see how it sticks out a lot. It doesn't actually sit very flat, that one. Still looks good. But this one, these two are the better design, which is the design that is shown on the video. So these cards are suitable for a bulk make. Say you wanted to do a set of 10 Christmas cards for very special people, you could easily do that. I think possibly in 1 or 2 nights. It would not take you long at all. These are not a big project. They came together very quickly. Once you understand how to make the mechanism, there's nothing stopping you. The cards are finished and they're looking really, really pretty. I kept the embellishments fairly simple. You could do much more embellishment if you wanted to. I had some red ribbon that came on a present and I thought they would look beautiful with some bright red satin ribbon. So I've tied the ribbon on, and in the inside I haven't embellished anything at all, but you could add to that if you wanted to. So there's my 3 Christmas cards. I'm really happy with how they turned out. I think it was the Wonder Woman t-shirt that got me through this. I hope that you get through this class too and you have success with the twist and pop cards, with the Mintay, the Sweetest Christmas Papers. They really are amazing papers and they don't take a lot of embellishing to make a beautiful, beautiful Christmas card for somebody that you love. Don't forget to subscribe to the Mintay YouTube channel. Every Sunday a new video goes up and there's many, many tips and tutorials that can help you use your beautiful Mintay papers. Thank you so much for watching and have a lovely crafty day.